Welcome teachers. In this video I'm going to show you all the precautions you need to take while you are creating a quiz. The reason we are having this video is because if the precautions are not taken, then students might face some issues and also you might face it some difficulty. So I would again like to go through how to make a quiz and what all precautions you need to take while making it. So first, log in with the username and password. Then in your Teach tab, click on Open in a new tab. Then for any existing course for which you want to make a quiz for, just click on Edit. So in the course, now let's say we want to make a quiz 2. So first I'll select the quiz symbol, then I'll type the quiz title. So quiz 2 and I'll press enter. After pressing enter, the next thing you have to do is you have to click on the pencil icon. When you hold the cursor over it, it says edit item. Click on it. So now we are inside the quiz. So over here, in case if you want to give any reference before the quiz or any instructions, you can type in over here, say kindly attempt all questions, or any other instructions you might have, you can write it down over here. Now we'll create a first question. So for question, in case you have already written it somewhere, you can copy paste it. If you have any special characters like raised to or above, below, you when you type in directly in the question box, the special characters or symbols go away. Hence, for mathematics, I would give you a better solution. Let's say, for example, I'm just taking one equation, one question. I'm copy pasting the question I want. Now I can select which type of question I want. Now it can be a true or false. Now here is one most common mistake, that teachers think that multi-choice question is MCQ. No, multi-choice question is where there are 2 or more correct answers. What generally everyone calls in as an MCQ is basically a single choice question. Select single choice. So by default you get 3 answers. Now you want to add 4th answer, you can just click on add option. Okay. So now, as I said before, if there are any special characters, symbols, or any, if the question is big, it doesn't fit in a single line, or you want to add a graph or an image for a particular question. So what you can do, so over there, in front of the question, there is a tab again of edit item. You have to click on it. It opens up into a new tab. So over there, you can add in your images, or if you have any other equation special characters, so we can paste it over here. You can type in your equations, you can type in your extra questions. In case your answers are also in equation, you can write below, and in options you can give the option as A, B, C, D. That can also be done. Now if you want to add an image or a graph or any other picture to the question, just select on add media, and you can upload the graph. Now I'm just selecting from my existing file. So in this way you can add additional text or image to a particular question. Just remember, after adding it, first click on update over here. So once you have updated over here, you can close the tab, and again in edit quiz, in edit quiz, you have to remember to update this edit quiz tab. You have to update over here as well. So once you have updated over here, in the question content box, you should be able to see your equation or your inserted image URL. So that means that image or that particular text has been successfully added. Now the options. So options, again, you can copy paste those. Now I've copy pasted my options as well. So one more mistake where teachers do usually wrong, that they don't select the correct one. The blue dot in front, wherever the blue dot is in front of that option, it is considered as the correct one. So this one, let's say you can set different marks. Explanation is not mandatory. If you want, you can write an explanation which will be reviewed when the review option is there, and hint. So in this way you can add many questions. Now once you're done with the first question, over here there's a minimize button. You can minimize it and you can move on to the next question. So now I'll add 3 or 4 more questions. So now I have added my questions. Okay. Now we're moving to the settings part. So in the settings part, first pagination of the questions is there. Review questions option I would recommend that you give after, let's say, your quiz, you've published the quiz and your students have attempted. At the day end, you can come over here, tick on the review option so that the students will be able to see the answer key after the completion of the quiz. But I would recommend that you come back once your quiz is over, once your students have attempted, after that you give this option. Because if some students attempt early, they see the answer key and pass on to other students, there is a chance that they can cheat. So you can give this option later on so that the students would know where they went wrong. Now duration. I would strongly recommend teachers that when you are starting with the learning management system initially, kindly give students more duration, because what happens that the duration expires and then the students say that some questions were considered, some were not considered, or they were not able to complete it in time. The time it says time out. So I would recommend that you give at least, let's say, an hour or half an hour or something like that. Then minus points, you can also set minus points. Then passing grade, like passing grade is upon the teacher, you can set it for 20-30% as well. That's also fine. Let's say I want to set it at 40. The retake attempt. Retake attempt also at starting, just give them one attempt. If the students were not able to do it by the end of the day, you can give them one more retake attempt. So like I said, when you give them later on, let's say you once they are done with the quiz and over here again you come and give them a retake attempt. Later on also they'll be able to see the redo tab. So you don't have to worry about this. These two are not yet completely operational. Only hint, the only show hint, I would think, like for show hint, if you have entered hints over here, then you have to enter how many hints they can use throughout the quiz. 2, 3, depends. And update. So as the quiz is in an existing course, if you have made it inside an existing course, it's going to be visible to the students instantly as you update it or make it. Now let's say if you don't want that, you want the students to see the quiz after a specified date, or you don't want them to see what you're making. After you're sure with it, you want to publish it. So for that, what you can do is you can type in the quiz title, let's say quiz 3. Okay, go to content drip, enable it, select the drip type, so over here for that particular quiz you can set a specific date. Let's say I want it for tomorrow 7 o'clock, and I'll update it. Saved. Okay. So once you have saved, updated the settings over here, make sure you come back to your edit course page and update that as well. Once you have put on a later date for the particular quiz, then you can go inside the quiz and add whatever content you want to add, and it won't be visible to the students because you can check it in the preview. For the quiz 3 we added a specific date. Currently we haven't added any content into it. Say I want to go to next. I can see the quiz 1, I can see quiz 2 that we created, but for the quiz 3 I'll be able to see a message like this, which will be similar to what parents will see, that they'll be able to see which date and time it is going to be available for. So you can go inside that particular quiz and add any other content you want to add. So in case if you don't want the students to see it, make sure you follow this protocol. And whenever, if later on if you want to publish it for a prior date, again you can change the date from content rep. It's not an issue, but make sure that all the precautions that I have mentioned, you take care of all those while creating a quiz. Thank you.